This is another one of my new purchases, and this time it's of the Blu Ray Gemini Man, starring Will Smith. I did see this on, I think, a couple of days release when this came out in the cinema. I'm trying to remember. I think, yeah, it came out in 2019, so it's quite a while ago. But yeah, I did see this in the cinema, and my overall, before I talk about a little bit of the movie, I would say that I actually did enjoy the actual movie. I mean, I know obviously that it didn't do gang numbers in the cinema, but for me, I actually well, for me, I mean, I actually enjoyed the actual movie. So no, and then also I'm a big Will Smith fan. So yeah, I actually liked it. The movie was directed by Ang Lee, which if I remember correctly, he did Ang Lee. I mean, he's a kind of a well-known director, and then as I said, it's starring Will Smith in the title roles. He's playing two roles, which we'll get back to. Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Clive Owen, Benedict Wong, who we know from the Doctor Strange movies. So that was kind of great. The movie, I don't want to spoil too much of this movie, but Will Smith plays a character called Henry Bolgan as a 51-year-old former Force Recon Marine Scout sniper who is working as a assassin for the Defense Intelligence Agency, and then he's sent out to assassinate a terrorist. He then spots a young girl heading towards the target, which then causes Henry to um, basically hesitate in shooting, and then eventually he does shoot the guy in the neck, despite him aiming, trying to aim for his head, and then he ends up retiring. And then basically he kind of hears news of the fact that maybe the target was actually may have been innocent, and then somebody is sent out to try and kill Will Smith, and then he eventually finds out that it's actually that somebody the agency has made a younger clone of him. So it's kind of a basically cat and mouse between the Henry Bolgan, the Henry Brogan character versus his younger clone self. I think that's why I kind of liked it, because I've always been a fan of in some movies, right, where, or TV shows as well, where you've had like an evil double, or where there's been a younger clone version of that particular character. So for me, one of the biggest ones would be where obviously the death of Superman, and then we had the storyline of where Cadmus Labs decided to try and clone Superman. Obviously, we know he had two bits of DNA in Superboy. I mean, he was basically a 16-year-old clone version of Kal-El, aka Clark Kent Superman. So that's what drew me to the character of Superboy, because it's kind of like, obviously you've got Superman, the typical fighting for truth and justice, and then you had kind of like this hip young teenage version of the character, who was basically flashy, arrogant. Obviously, he did the things that obviously that Superman never would have done as a teenager. So I've always kind of liked it, and I've said before, I always liked the idea of cloning. Obviously, I wouldn't clone. Obviously, wouldn't want to do that to myself in real life. Obviously, if I could clone things to fix certain things that help, like issues that are wrong with me, or human beings, then that's a whole different matter. But I've always found the evil doubles and the double roles and the cloning things, even in Star Trek, where you've had Data and Law, or in Knight Rider, we've had Michael Knight and Garth Knight. I've always found things like that completely fascinating. So yeah, so my overall kind of thing of the movie is that I actually really enjoyed it. I mean, sometimes you don't always expect movies to be complete masterpieces, and that's fine, as long as it sits there and it doesn't kind of bore you or kind of undermine your intelligence. For me, movies are generally, for me, are made to kind of like end for them, for a form of escapism and for you to be entertained. And yeah, you do get some movies where you think the movie's going to be good and it's not a very good movie. For me, the way I describe when a movie's rubbish is when maybe it's too short, or it's overly funny, maybe too serious. The characters kind of just suck, and then you feel like you've just wasted kind of like your money in buying and purchasing your ticket. But if you say buy a cinema ticket to watch a movie and you've come out there smiling and entertaining and loving the action, then it's kind of great. So yeah, again, one of the standout things that I thought was really great in the movie was the actual the de-aging of Will Smith. I mean, it looked really good. I mean, for me, it looked pretty much kind of spot on. I mean, it looked kind of like how he did in his Fresh Prince days, obviously without the facial hair, but it was just really good. And that's one of the things that I kind of found intriguing. Obviously, you've got the older Will Smith, and then you've got the younger him, and obviously, and with the de-aging special effects, and I actually really loved it. I mean, it was just so. That's what kind of memorized me with the younger version, the old version. Who's going to win? Experience over no experience. So yeah, I won't spoil what happens with the actual movie, but at the time when this came out on Blu-ray, it was still quite expensive, and then me personally, I was just waiting for a price drop, because normally when you pay for the Blu-rays these days, should I say, they could be quite expensive, and unless it's like a special edition and then you could afford to buy it, maybe it's like a Spielberg book and it comes with art cards and posters and stuff like that, then it's worth the money and buying it on day one, again, if you can afford it. And normally what I do these days, I just wait for a price drop on even on films that I like, and I just buy them cheap, and then you end up saving your money, unless you're really desperate to have it in your collection straight away. So yeah, this is Gemini Man. I got this for £2.99 from eBay, totally brand new. So, and then as you can see, still in its cellophane, rated 12. There's no digital copy, and again, this is the Region 2 UK version. So I don't know if whether in the States whether you do get a digital copy of the movie or not, or you get an extra disc and more goodies. I don't know, because they tend to do us dirty over here in the UK and in Europe. So yeah, we should open this up. I will never for the life of me understand why they put the writing so small on these, even though I've got problems with, I've been having problems with my sight these days with the heat and the diabetes. So you'll have to bear with me if I don't read out the specifications on the Blu-ray, you know, like the audio and stuff like that. It's just harder to read now, even when I do wear my glasses. So I will try and put it next to the screen so that you can actually freeze frame it, and then you can have a look for yourself. Or if I can able to see it, as you can see, it's brand new, rated 12 here in the UK. Obviously you've got Will Smith there, the older version with the Henry Bogan character, and obviously his clone. Again, obviously I know that stuff has happened with Will Smith and it's going on, but I still, I mean, everybody makes mistakes in life, and I'm still a huge Will Smith fan anyway. So, you know, I mean, people can be forgiven. I'm not one of these bitter people. So anyway, we've got the case in here, we've got at the back. We'll see if it has any extras. Again, we'll have to put this, I don't know if I can get this in any closer to the camera to see it straight what's on it, but again, I can't read it because it's so tiny. There are Blu-ray exclusive extras. It does say alternate opening, action-packed features, deleted scenes, and over an hour of bonus content. So that's kind of great. It says, well, it does say in it not for individual resale. So I don't know what's going on in it. And it does say 12 moderate violence, infrequent strong language. Obviously, if it's a Paramount release, I don't know how long this movie is. Maybe I can look this section up here so we can see how long it is, because I don't remember how long the actual movie was. Yeah, it's 170 minutes, so it's just 3 minutes shy of 2 hours, so that's just about the right amount. There is some interesting stuff that I did read about it. I mean, it does say that when it came out in the cinema, they released it in IMAX 3D, so that must have been awesome when that came out. Trying to read some stuff here. They have, it actually does say that the original idea of the movie was conceived in 1997 by screenwriter Lee Meek. The film spent nearly 20 years in development hell. Several directors, including Tony Scott, Curtis Hanson, and Joel Canahan, were attached at some point, and numerous actors, including Harrison Ford, Mel Gibson, and Sean Connery, were set to star. So, and then it to say in 2016, Sundance Media purchased the rights to the screenplay. So, so that's a little brief little rundown on the actual movie. So we got that there. Something that yeah, you've got no inlay artwork. You've just got the plain disc, which Paramount seem to do a lot of with their disc. It does say it's got Dolby Atmos, so if you've got like one of the latest sound cinema systems, then you're really gonna enjoy that. I know that when I was watching a movie in the cinema, the explosions and the things that are going on in the cinema, right, the sound sounded great. So if you've got one of the latest cinema setups, then you're gonna be in for a treat with the movie. Again, everything's all on one disc, so you've got the feature and you've got the feature film on one disc, and you've got these special features on one disc. So and as I said, no digital copy of the actual movie. So again, as before, I paid £2.99 for it, and I'm kind of really happy for it that I managed to get it at that price, because even secondhand I've been looking around for it and I've still seen it for silly prices. So yeah, again, I'm really glad to add this movie to my collection. So yeah, as I said before, I enjoyed it. I know maybe some people didn't, but for me, maybe I've just got simple taste. But again, everyone's got their own tastes in what they like in movies. I hope people liked this video. Please feel free to like and to share this video on YouTube, because as being a smaller YouTuber, it's really hard for my videos to be taken notice of, because being a small-time YouTuber, and the YouTube algorithm is always picking out the bigger YouTubers, and this isn't a diss at them, because they've done all the hard work to get to where they want to be, and I hope to be in that position myself one day. But it's just really hard in trying to get people to notice my work, and I know it's not the most professional out there, but hopefully over time, money and equipment, that will change in the future. But I liking my video and sharing it does really help, and like I've been trying to advertise my work, whether it's been on Twitter or on Facebook or whatever networks of work. People, try to capture a larger audience, so that does really help. So I really would appreciate it. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. I post stuff like this on a regular basis and other stuff, so there's always going to be stuff there to tickle your fancy. And I do upload on a regular basis, even though my internet connection is crap. But what can you do? So there's always content out there if this isn't necessarily your kind of cup of tea. And I don't bombard them a lot of videos on my things. I don't want to like, people get tons of notifications from my channel. I try to do it at an even pace. So anyway, take care, bye for now, and stay safe.